Hello beauties, it's Brittany. Welcome back to my channel today. So over the last few days I've received some really crappy news. Nothing health-wise with any of us, so we're all good on that front, which I'm very grateful for. But very upsetting news regardless. But I am looking at this as an opportunity to make some big changes in my life, and that is where I'm at right now in my headspace. But I wanted to play with makeup today because guys, this has always been a space for me where I want to go and just not think about anything else but makeup. So I wanted to play around with the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette some more because I did one look on it, but I seriously am so in love with this palette. I haven't done a favorites video in a while, but I would for sure incorporate this into a favorites video. And it is very bold, so I hadn't had much of an opportunity to play with it because I was going to work and everything like that. But today I wanted to play with the shade Dirty Money because it's very like fall and wintry. So definitely this is kind of the star of the show today. But in all reality, I just needed to sit down and really like just take some time to do my makeup. Basically have a little therapy sesh for myself. So I know I'm being very vague, but if there's any good vibes you could send my way, they would be greatly appreciated. I'm smiling and kind of pushing through it right now, but I am very heartbroken and very stressed, but I am trying my very best to keep a positive attitude, because if I don't, then I'm just gonna end up laying in my bed and not doing anything. So that's what I need to do, and I appreciate your good vibes, good comments, good anything you want to send my way. So let's go ahead and play with some makeup and have a great next 15 minutes, hopefully less, because my videos are getting ridiculously long these days. This is kind of boring, so I might just skip over it, but the brow combo I've been using is what I've been using in my videos recently. It's the ColourPop Brow Boss in Auburn and the L'Oreal Havana Camilla Cabello liquid brow thing. As I mentioned, I wanted to play around with the Friendcation palette more, so I of course took all of the basic matte shades and kind of just started with those. I took basic and put that into the crease. This is a little bit deeper than my natural skin tone. For some people it might like actually match your skin. I do have to use kind of a lighter shade to set my eyeshadow primer before I use this shade. I do always use an eyeshadow primer, recommend eyeshadow primers. My favorite of the moment is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. For the price, just in general, this is a fantastic eyeshadow primer. And pretty recently I've been using this Wet n Wild single eyeshadow in Brulee to set that eyeshadow primer. So then I took basic in the crease, as I said. I took necessary as well and kind of started to build things up a little bit there. And then I took chinos and I put that on the very outer corner. You'll notice I have some tape. I wanted everything to be very like crisp and cat eye-like today. And the shade Girl Bye is one of my favorites because I'm such a fan of those rich burgundy shades. So I put that right in the crease, kind of where you can see it when I have my eye open, and especially with false lashes, I do need to bring it up quite high onto the eye. Then I took Dirty Money and just popped that all over the center of the lid. I did leave a little open space where you can see Bye Girl. I just thought that that would be like a fun little halo look to the eye. Not too precise, but just, you know, playing around. I do eventually take Just a Kiss right on the inner corner, but not until I do some other things. I tightlined with the Charlotte Tilbury Rock and Roll liner in Bedroom Black. I got a set, so that's why I'm using all of these Charlotte Tilbury products. Then I wanted to do a very sharp wing liner today, so I took the Stila Stay All Day liquid eyeliner in Intense Black, and I really did a very sharp, long wing. For primer today, I first went in with the By Terry Sun Glow. This is an anti-wrinkle blur bronzing serum, and I took that all over the face. It looks a little crazy at first because it's definitely a very bronzy color, but once I have foundation, it kind of all meshes together. I took it down my neck as well. And my pores are kind of getting out of hand recently, so I need to use a little bit of the Urban Decay Pore Perfection Complexion Primer just on the center of the face here and on the forehead, and then the chin where I have a lot of breakouts right now. I fully endorse this foundation. This is the Flower Light Illusion. I use the shade, what shade do I use? I use the shade Porcelain L1. I love this foundation. It's such a good price. The finish is just absolutely stunning. You can blend it out with a beauty blender or a brush. Either way, it looks gorgeous. Now, I used about a zillion concealers today because I am still playing around with the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. I am still very on the fence about this. It's a very thick concealer, so I didn't want to just use that under the eyes. So I did like a dot of that on the very inner corner, and then I took the L'Oreal True Match, what is this? Super Blendable Concealer in the shade C1-2 Fair, and I did that in kind of a triangle shape under the eyes. I do feel like the two of these together did blend really well, but I was actually finding that my concealers were way too light, especially after using that bronzing serum. So I did need to kind of mix and match things together so that I didn't have like stark white under the eyes. So I did end up going in with a little bit of the Hourglass retouching fluid in the shade Fair, kind of right by the corners of my nose, and blended that out just to help with the tone of the concealer. I did take that Power Play concealer on my acne spots, but as previously stated, it was very, very light. So I went in with a little bit of the Liquid Camouflage from Catrice in the shade 005. You absolutely do not need to use 4 concealers, and I'm insane for doing so, but like I said, I was just playing around. Then I set that with my La Mer, the powder. This was a gift from my aunt, and I really do like that powder, but I personally will never spend my own money on it because it's ridiculously expensive. You know how the lower lash line goes, do the same thing as kind of what I did on the upper lid, but I didn't put any dirty money down there. I just did basic. I did a little bit of Necessary, Cheens, Girl Bye, also took Churro and did that all on the lower lash line, and then like I said, I took Just a Kiss right on the inner corner. Lips, I took the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. The bronzer I used today is by BH Cosmetics. It is their Brilliant Bronze Satin Finish Bronzer in the shade Golden Gal. It's a very, very light bronzer, but it does pack a punch, so make sure that you are blending properly and make sure you are tapping your brush off before applying it. I got a little bit too much on one side, but it does blend out really nicely, so that's definitely a bonus. I had a hard time choosing what blush I wanted to go with because I didn't want something too loud because the eyes are very loud. So I went in with the Satin Touch blush from Essence in the shade Satin Love. It is a matte finish blush, so it's not going to be loud on the cheeks, and I just did a very, very little bit of that. For highlighter, I have not used this guy yet, so I wanted to play with it today. It is the Urban Decay Cherry Highlighter and Blush Palette. They did send this to me. I used this darker highlight shade over here on the tops of my cheekbones and down my nose and my Cupid's bow. I really am enjoying this mascara recently. This is by Charlotte Tilbury. It is their Full Fat Lashes, and I used this mascara today. I am really, really enjoying it. It looks gorgeous on the lashes and really adds a lot of length and volume at the same time, which I love. And the lipstick I chose to use today is the L'Oreal matte lipstick in the shade Radical Rosewood. It is gorgeous, and I kind of buffed that out with my finger to kind of mesh it into the lips. It is a matte formula, so it is a little bit drying, but not in that kind of a liquid lip style type of way. But you know me, I can't just do a matte lip, so I took a little bit of the Petal Metal by Smashbox and put that on the center and then meshed that in with my finger as well. But I did want some false lashes today, so I went in with the number 217. I can't remember if these are Morphe or from BH Cosmetics, so I will have to do some research and list it down below. I do want to take a minute and say a massive thank you to you guys watching this video. I've been making videos since 2011, and I've changed a lot, and my life has changed a ton. I mean, from what, 20 to 27, a lot has happened in my life. I'm sure a lot has happened in your life and in the world. I just want to say thank you for still being here with me after all these years and supporting me. And this platform for me has always and continues to be an escape. It is, I'm going to get really emotional because I'm in a very fragile state right now, but it's allowed me to have a lot of opportunities. And thank you for allowing me to grow on here, to change, and to show you new versions of myself and still support my channel, because I'm going to continue to change. And it's so magical in all of the changes that I've had in my life that I have this as a constant, and I know that I can go back to it, and it's solely mine and it's solely yours, and we do this together. And no matter where I've gone in my careers, I know that I have this, and that's a pretty magical feeling and a pretty great feeling. So thank you for allowing me to have that opportunity. And it's funny because it's just makeup, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more. And you guys don't know this, but this platform has allowed me to basically demonstrate my value, and it has gotten me into a lot of the companies that I've worked for. So that is something behind the scenes that you guys don't see a lot of, but it does really allow me to demonstrate my skills and the way that I speak, my personality. It allows me to demonstrate that in a way that is very, very unique. And if I didn't have you watching, I wouldn't be able to do that, and I wouldn't have that power. So thank you for giving me that power and for allowing me to post anything that I want, because that's what I can do on this platform. It's so different than any company that I could ever work for because it is ours. So before I cry all of this makeup off that I just spent the last hour applying, I'm going to sign off for the day. I hope you truly enjoyed, and if you want to support my channel and this content, the best thing that you could do is continue to watch my videos and subscribe and share my content with people you think might find value in it. And until then, I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you have a beautiful day. I truly do, from the bottom of my heart, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.